Hey everybody, what is up? I thought that my camera was slow at first, so it messed me up a little bit. But what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday! Appreciate you guys being here. We have a sort of a return guest tonight. I have interviewed and chatted with Bryan before on a live stream, but never on this channel. So we've got a good topic tonight, and I know with Bryan the conversation is going to be just outstanding. So I'm looking forward to it. But thank you guys for being here. Everybody that has popped in and said hello so far. I love seeing you guys say hello to each other and ending a good Monday night, right? A Monday night, ending Monday on a good note, I guess we'll say. So thanks for being here, everybody. What do we got here? I did want to say something real quick because I saw something. Let me go back up here real quick. I want to say, now where's it at? I got to find the comment. There it is. I want to say real quick, did I see on Instagram the other day that you are up, I hope that I'm not mistaken here, 1,400 subscribers? That is awesome. Congratulations for that. I'm pretty sure that it was you that I saw. I meant to go back and confirm today, but Dave, that's awesome. Congrats. Love it. Congratulations. So hope you guys are all doing well. So without further ado, we are going to chat with Bryan tonight. Now, the topic that we're going to talk about, I'm sure it'll go a little further than this, but we're going to talk about content creation with a full-time job. Most of you guys know I have a full-time job outside of doing content creation. Bryan does also. I'll let him talk more about that. But we are going to talk about it. So let's bring Bryan in. I don't want to waste any more of his time.
You're Bryan, not wasting my time. I love hearing you talk. Hey, guys. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to have you on again, Bryan, even though it's the first time on this channel.
Yeah, but now we really get to nerd out on content creation stuff.
Absolutely.
We're not on the Beard channel anymore, right?
I've said before that you are partly responsible. I mean, really, when I first started using Ecamm, which is, for those of you that don't know, that's what I use for streaming. Bryan and Doc Rock are really the two that taught me how to use Ecamm. Bryan literally, we went into interview mode just like this, just the two of us, and he walked me through how to use it. Because when I first downloaded it, I was like, yeah, I'm not using this. There's no way. Too much going on, but he made it easy.
Yeah, once you figure out the ins and outs and kind of what you need to do for your purposes, then it's not too bad, especially if you got somebody that you can ask questions like immediately in a live situation. So always glad to help. I enjoy helping people out. I mean, that's you talked about the full-time job. I am a math teacher. So a high school math teacher. This is year 24 for me. And I've always loved helping people out and teaching people things. I feel like I'm pretty good at breaking things down and presenting them in a way that's easy to learn.
I'm gonna fix this chat real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you are absolutely. I mean, like I said, when I first downloaded, I was like, yeah, this is just too involved. I really don't want to, coming from StreamYard, which is so easy, into this, which is so much more behind the scenes, that unless you've used it, you really don't know what all you're looking at here. You made it easy to learn. So
you have to show your live demo mode in a little bit and show off all your stuff for people so they'll know.
I could do that. Yeah, for sure. So, all right, Bryan. So let's go. Let's talk about you though before content creation. So I think most people in the chat probably know who you are, but tell us about Bryan before content creation, before there was a Beards and Banjos. Who's Bryan?
So I live in North Carolina. Like I told you, I'm a math teacher. I was the first in my family to go to college. I was lucky to get a full teaching fellows scholarship for that. So things has kind of worked out well for me as far as that went. Got married before my senior year in college. So, life straightened me out and I was able to fly right.
Right.
It's been going well ever since. We're getting ready to celebrate year 25 next August. We wanted to go to Hawaii, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that with the current situation in the world.
I'm going to give you the chair there. I'm going to give you the hand 25. Clap for that. 24, 25 years. That's awesome.
Yeah. Working on 25. So I've worked at 3 different high schools. I worked at a large traditional high school that had like 1,600 students for 9 years. And then as I was doing that, I went back and got my master's degree when I was teaching full time. And I got a little more perspective because once you start taking education courses, when you actually have some education experience, it kind of makes sense on why certain things work and why students react certain ways and their different learning styles and all of that. So I really enjoyed that part. After 9 years, I switched to a small school, an early college setting. and that was the second year of that school. So I felt like I really had a quite a big hand in how we did things. There was only 12 people on staff, so I felt like I got to help make some decisions, learned how school worked, and then after that, I stayed there 5 years, and then I switched to another early college, which is the number one high school in the state and the top two STEM school in the country. So I feel very fortunate to have really great students and a really good working environment. So that's where I've been and hope to retire there in 4 to 6 years.
Yeah, and I've noticed, and we'll talk about some of your karaoke streams, some of the live streams you do, but I've noticed a lot of your students like to pop in also and kind of cheer you
Yeah,
on.
that's fun. That's always fun. You never know what they're gonna say, but, they found out that I have a channel, so I don't really hide it from them, but I don't advertise for it or anything unless they
Right.
really ask me about when am I gonna be singing? Because every once in a while they ask me, "When are you gonna be doing some singing?" So I'll tell them.
So I think Streambeard's trying to quiz you here. I don't want to put you on the spot, but he says quick square root of 9.
3.
I
I
think
win.
you got it. Streambeard, what's he win, man? What's the giveaway? Tyson says, "Do you
Yeah.
know what mathematicians do after it snows? They make snow angles."
Oh, that's bad. And Ken, I'm gonna need to pop out and pop back in because my stream starts lagging when I'm here on Google Chrome for some reason.
Okay.
It does when I'm on StreamYard too, and I have to go back out and come back in because your lips and my lips are way behind right now.
Are mine? Looks like
Yeah,
what's my mic delay
yeah. I'll
set
be
to?
right back. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
sounds good. So we'll wait for Bryan to come back. So real quick while we're doing that, there's a few. Let's see, where's Dagan? So I saw Dagan. Dagan hit 1,000 subscribers. Dagan, congrats, man. I know you've been working towards that for what, about a year? How's that? Is that better?
We're back. We'll see how long it lasts.
Okay.
Sometimes it does it, and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. Usually, when I'm on with somebody else, it'll start fine, and then 5 or 10 minutes later, it feels like I'm in a kung fu movie, and the lips don't match anymore.
Yeah, I've started using Brave. I'm looking at my screen though. It does look like even mine's off a little bit, and I don't know why. I don't know. I
It's
told you
good to
before we
me.
started I was having some issues with Ecamm. I don't know what was going on, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna roll.
Oh yes.
So Dagan, congrats, man. I saw that. That's awesome.
Yay, Dagan. I think I subscribed to Dagan like 5 times. So I did
Right.
I did all I could do to help Dagan.
Nick
Maybe
H
6.
wants to know, why did you pick math to teach?
That's a good question. I was really good at math in school, and I had a really awesome, math teacher that I had for 10th and 11th grade, and he always had me explaining stuff and always said, you should be a math teacher. So there was 2 things that I enjoyed, and when I took an interest survey, it said, "Hey, you're really good at math. You should do math or computers." Because I was like, that was when they had the Apple IIe's, and we were doing basic programming for the very first time, and I was really good at it. President of the first ever computer club at school, which
Right.
was kind of neat. But my interest inventory said you can be computer science, math teacher, or an engineer. And I did not know what an engineer did. I still don't know what an engineer does because there's so many different types. But I went to an engineering
Yeah.
school. I went to North Carolina State University and was planning on minoring in computer science. I did fine in my first 2 courses. I took Pascal, I took C++, and then I took C++ the second course. And there was a professor that had never taught before who was from IBM and assumed that I knew a whole lot of stuff that I had never heard of before. So I quickly dropped my computer science minor, even though I have regrets that I didn't kind of stick with learning more about computer stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah. We could probably build a whole show around that. When I was in college, I'm not a programmer by any means, and mainly because I didn't want to. It's programming itself doesn't interest me to do it at that level. I like to sit around and script things and write some code, but as far as programming at a high level, it's just not my thing. But yeah, when I was in college, I had to take all that C++, um, the why am I drawing a blank on it? I work with the guys that do this. The mainframe programming, COBOL.
Cobalt, yep.
Took some COBOL classes. Programming is just not for me. I like what I do, so I get it.
Yeah. As long as you find something you like.
Right. So So I want to go back real quick because I was going to say, so Noah said, I love math because it was easy, but I was never able to show my work. Numbers just work for me and I could figure out the answer in my head, but could never show my work. I'm kind of the same way. Like I can show my work on a lot. I just don't like to because in my head, I can pretty much work it out. But I know as a teacher, you need students to show the work, right?
Yeah, because it keeps getting harder, and then it's not just about getting the answer. So now when we do problems, I give the students the answers. Everything we do, except for test, they have the
Right.
answers already. So it's not about getting the answer; it's about the whole process. All of this is your answer, not just this number at the end. So um,
So
it's
that
it's more of a
probably,
process thing.
how do the students take that? Because does that,
They
I
love it,
mean,
it takes the pressure off,
yeah,
they're able to really troubleshoot, and, so one of the good 21st century skills is being able to troubleshoot your work, right? Or to be able to troubleshoot somebody else's work, somebody you're working with, so I think it really builds those skills, and they can find errors, instead of just waiting until the next day and realize they didn't get the right answer, and they haven't shown any work, and they have no idea what they did wrong.
right. Yeah, I can see that. It's I'm thinking back to when I was in school, and obviously it was a lot different. Things like Common Core and a lot of that didn't exist then. Um, and I can remember a lot of times being nervous as I'm working the problem out, especially in algebra. When they started putting letters with it, that messed me up.
Yeah. Well, plus the
Um,
algebra can be really lengthy with a lot of steps.
yeah, yeah. So I guess that would take a lot of pressure off because they know when they get to the end whether or not they're right. They get
Yeah, and then they can be resilient and keep going back and trying it and trying it and trying it. So a lot of good kind of character building skills that you need.
So, Dave, you'd be surprised. COBOL is still widely used. There's still mainframe programmers out there. Most of them are, 50 and above. A lot of them are, from that generation when I guess COBOL was bigger. But it's still being used, so it's not completely useless. It's slowly fading away. It's still there
I
though.
can't believe C++ is still out there because I mean, like I said, I took that in college 20 something years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And a lot of the languages, the programming languages that are out there, they just C++ is still, for the most part, kind of the root of all of them,
Hmm.
as far as how the languages are written. So, yeah, I think that'll live forever.
And Noah, that was the thing that bugs me the most is the curriculum changes constantly. Really it's become more of a political thing and a money thing about what the curriculum is and what we subscribe to and have to teach. But my first 10 years, the curriculum never changed, and then they started with some of that stuff, and it makes it hard because they don't give you any new books, yet they change the curriculum and expect you to just do it. So you have to you know, cut and paste different resources from all over the place, which isn't the most ideal thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary,
Yep. Gary says, "Hey, it's Brian. I know that guy."
I know him.
So, all right. So you've been teaching for a long time. You said how long?
This is my year 24.
That's what I thought. I don't want to get it confused. So you've been teaching as long as you've been married.
I
That's
got
awesome.
married right before my senior year in college.
Yeah, yeah. So talking about curriculum, how has teaching changed from year 1 to year 24, which is probably a long list of things I would imagine, but
A long list of things, yeah, especially where I'm at now because I have a different caliber of students. But uh, the biggest thing I've learned is to get out of the way. I don't need to spoon feed, at least especially the kids I have. So instead of me getting up there and lecturing or, writing out my transparencies and going over step by step and the kids taking notes, there's a lot of, you always hear bad things associated with the Common Core. But for math, as a high school math teacher, it's more of an investigation, discovery learning.
right.
And no, kids don't need to discover every concept because you're just wasting time. I can enrich them on the other end of it. But there is something to be said for, all right, you get out of the way, you give the kids a task or let them kind of uh, work their way through it and create that memory on how they learned it. Um, I do think that's a good thing. The kids have to think in a lot different ways than what they did before. It's a lot of applications instead of just here it is, do 30 problems that all look alike.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to think. I don't know that I remember necessarily every single way that we were taught, but I definitely remember things like times tables and just memorizing the times. So, like multiplication, I can do that in my head because we just memorized it then. And I know now they're kind of teaching different ways to actually work that out instead of just knowing, you know, what 5 times 4 is. There's
Right, and all the textbooks were, "Okay, here's three different examples, and now here's a whole page of problems, you just work them." Right, that's the way things used to be, but they're definitely changing, and
yeah,
for the most part, for the better, at least some of the ideas. Now we're all not equipped with the resources to do it properly because you have to do it on the fly without
right.
any new books, really.
So Mel says, "Who's ready for Christmas? Is everyone done shopping yet?" I know, Brian, we kind of talked about it already, but
Yeah, we're not big on presents, so my wife and I really don't buy anything for each other in particular, and now our nieces and nephews are so old that all we do is just give them gift cards, so we're gift card people. We do like baking treats, and we usually, bake treats and give them away to folks. So,
right. What's up,
put
Ray?
on
Good to
White
see you, man.
Christmas put on White Christmas and holiday music and go to baking. You do a
Yeah.
little baking in your house, you know about that.
Well, one of us does.
Well, you do eating. You eat those Christmas
I
cookies.
eat it. Yeah, she doesn't want me baking it. It wouldn't be the only baking that I do. She actually made fun of me one year because she was gonna make a dessert, and I was like, "Well, I want to eat it now," and I couldn't eat it, so I made like a fake dessert. Yeah,
Yeah, well, my wife does most of it, like 80%, and then I help with just a few things, and then I'm on cleanup patrol. So, I wash the dishes the whole time.
hey, E Rock, that's what really matters, man, is the kids, and that's me and Mel too. Like we get each other gifts, but we really don't necessarily care. I guess is the right way to say it. The kids is what matters to us. Yeah, like Nick said. Ray was done a month ago. And Dave is like you. He says was done before we started. No gift exchanges here.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. If something pops up we really want or we really need to do, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, I saw Dan vacuuming today. That was nice.
Dan's been
He was
working his
working.
butt off this week.
I know he has. He's been working. Uh,
Another teacher also, which I think everybody in the chat knows that. So we got a couple of teachers. He said he loves the topic. Hello, everyone.
I can't wait for Dan to have his teacher channel. He's going to do one about education. Hopefully
There you
next
go.
year. His plan was, so that would be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I saw on IG today. I didn't. I don't think I commented on it, but it looks like you guys were out and about. So hopefully Sam's feeling better.
Yeah, I saw her. I saw her out. That was good.
I mean, Chick-fil-A is worth it. You know.
Yeah, some things you have to do.
So, all right. So let's get into content creation. So
All right.
I know that you've done a few different types of content since you started. I guess first of all, how long have you been a content creator?
Oh boy. Now I'm going to have to go back and look and see when my first video was. I imagine it was 2012 or something. So almost 10 years maybe. Um, But, I'll tell you about that. I learned to play the banjo, so I've always been kind of musically inclined and picked up the banjo, and my teacher brain, say, "Okay, I'm gonna record myself playing something just for the experience of that so I can get used to playing and for people." And, nothing makes you break down and can't play a note is when you turn on the camera. So I
Right.
did that, and then that quickly turned into the teacher brain is, okay, I learned this lick. How can I show it to somebody else? Or how can I take this lick and cut it out and put it in this other song? How does all that work? And Ken, is a someone who likes to help other people. You don't have to be an expert at it. You just have to be a little bit ahead of them, or you have to, one step ahead, or you have to know something that they don't, and you can help somebody else out with it.
Right.
Like me trying to help you with Ecamm is only because I had like a month or two head start on you.
Yeah, try to help them get there. Although
Yeah.
I did watch. I don't know. I'm not musically inclined. There was a time where I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I think it's true what they say that if you start music early, it's easier. I think as a kid to learn it. That's the excuse I'm gonna go with anyway. I didn't stick with it long enough to really learn how to play. Matter of fact, I just sold the guitar that I had, so my music days are over. But I did watch several videos to try to figure out and learn how to play. It just never worked out for me. It wasn't my thing.
See, I could have taught you. All you need to
Probably.
know is strum chords and how the chord progression works in a song, which is math. That's kind of fun.
My
So yeah,
issue
so I
was my issue
go
was
ahead.
getting the fingers in the right place on the frets and all that. I would I couldn't figure out where to actually put my fingers so that it sounded like a strum instead of just a I'm sure there's a term for it, but if you have your finger in the wrong place, it just
Yeah,
sounds bad.
you kinda mute the strings on it if you don't get
Yeah.
them clean. But I know you're kinda like me, in a way, you kinda have an obsessive personality. When you get focused on something, you can do it, so I had no doubt that you could learn to play a guitar if you wanted to. Uh,
Yeah. I am like that. For whatever reason, I didn't stick with that long enough though.
yeah, so I think you and I both, we try to use that obsession thing, in for positive things, right? Instead of on obsessing on negative things.
This chat box is driving me crazy. Sorry. All right. I'm going to leave it
Thank you,
right there.
Dan. I appreciate that. So I dyed it, and then I didn't like the way my beard was feeling, so I got a video coming up on me dyeing my beard. So my white stripe's about halfway gone, but it's got to grow back out. But I didn't like the way it felt. It felt like I was wearing a wig on my face. So I trimmed it
Yeah.
down. My wife also said, "Hey, your beard's looking long. You're going to trim it sometime soon." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And I enjoyed the short look too. I enjoyed a little bit longer. Give me about 3 more weeks to grow it back in. I like the medium to short length on me.
Yeah. I like it longer. I mean, mine pretty much, this is about how long, I don't know. If I was patient enough, maybe. But I've got the whole French fork thing going on in the middle where it starts to thin out right here. So I just leave it about this length.
Yeah, it gets much longer, you'd be laying on it in the bed. When you
Yeah.
Mine got so long one time, and I was like, I tried to turn over in the bed, and I was like, my beard was under my shoulders, like, "That's too long." Hey,
Yep.
Travis.
What's up, Travis? Good to see you. Um, and yeah, it looks like Mel was agreeing with Dan there. So since 2012. So my math is right. It's about 10 years.
Yeah, and that was just me guessing, I really don't know 100%, I'd have to go back and look. So, I started posting in the banjo videos of me playing. Eventually, it turned into me doing a few little lessons on YouTube. And one of my students said, "Hey, Mr. Hayway, you should really monetize. You can make money on YouTube." I was like, "Okay." So I just, went through the thing to do it. You didn't have to have 1,000 subscribers or any amount of hours at that point. Anybody could uh, monetize. So I did. I was making like 1 to 3 cents a day, which was kind of fun. But it's like,
Right.
oh, I was digging into bluegrass music and all of these classic um, uh, live shows that were from bluegrass festivals and stuff. There was audio for it on the internet. So it's
Right.
like, well, and it wasn't on YouTube. It's like, well, let me put this cool stuff on YouTube on my YouTube channel. So I did, built that up, and gained several thousand subscribers by doing that.
Right.
My wife liked messing around with graphics at church at the time. So she did ones like, well, let's just put up some lyrics to Chris Stapleton's Tennessee Whiskey. So she had a presentation with the lyrics up there, and somehow that video went viral. Well, not I guess viral, not in that it grew so much in one day, like the true definition of viral, but it
Right.
had like I don't know how many millions of views it had. But eventually, all of it came to a screeching halt, and the channel got demonetized. And I had like 1,700 videos up, something like that. And they didn't when they demonetized your channel, they didn't say, "Hey, you need to take down this particular video." So I had no idea
Yeah.
which ones were triggering it. So I just eventually just quit putting content on that channel, just let it go and didn't worry about it. And then about a year ago, it's like, well, let me try to get this thing remonetized. So I took down everything that didn't have me in it. So now I don't know how many videos I've got on that channel, but maybe a couple hundred. But I've got it remonetized. But my 16 million video view video got taken down, but that's okay. I enjoyed all that. I learned a lot and listened to a lot of good music along the way.
Yeah. I've never been complete. Well, not that I haven't been clear, but we've talked about this before. And I thought that if you did covers, if you weren't posting the actual original arrangement, the actual person singing it, I thought you were okay. But I guess even covers.
Yeah,
Um,
even covers, it kind of depends on who the cover is by. Like if it's the Beatles or somebody like that, there's more strict. Back when I first started, I would post covers and it's fine. And I do karaoke streams on my Beard channel, which I know YouTube doesn't probably frowns upon me doing two different things, but I just do it to help build my community and I have fun with it. So I don't care because I'm not really trying to to become full time with it or anything.
Right.
But the
Right.
interesting thing about that is sometimes they would split the revenue with you. Like the publishing company was like, "You don't need to take this down, but we'll split the revenue." So I would still make a little bit of money. And then sometimes now it's become, this is not a copyright strike, but it's a copyright notice kind of thing. And it's like, "Please don't take down your video, but we'll be showing ads, and it's all going to be going to the publisher, so you don't make any money." So don't try to monetize a music channel. I think you really have to know what you're doing and be strategic and try to make money outside of the YouTube
Well,
arena.
the good news is I'm not a music guy. I'm a terrible singer, so I'm never gonna risk having music on my channel.
I
So
heard
I
you
think I'm
sing
okay.
something one time on TikTok.
I did the
You can
TikTok
sing on
thing.
TikTok. That's right. They don't give you copyright strikes on TikTok for some reason.
Yeah, a little duet. I don't know. TikTok's funny too because you can. I did a TikTok recently with the whole Christmas cake thing, and it
Uh-huh.
had the Mariah Carey Christmas song in it, which I pulled from TikTok's music library, and they still
Right.
took the video down a few days later and said copyright. I was like, what? It came from your
Oh,
library. But
no.
with
I didn't
TikTok,
realize
there's
that TikTok took down stuff for copyrights because all you see is music and people like reacting to it or dancing to it.
yeah, TikTok is so inconsistent. You got a lot of the big creators get, they'll get kicked off the platform for no reason. It's crazy. So, but
Yeah,
on my
I'm staying
YouTube
off
channel though,
TikTok.
I won't have to worry about the music stuff. So I've got to do this real quick. I would not do that. Oh wait, well, that didn't make sense. There we go. So let me try it again. There we go. I would not do what you said right there, but I think we're done with gifts. I have what do I have? About $16 in the bank. We can eat for a couple of days. No more Christmas gifts.
Yeah, you can't even go to Chick-fil-A for that.
No. Luckily, we eat there enough that I've got like 10,000 points, so we eat a lot of
Well,
free
there you
stuff from
go.
Chick-fil-A.
There you
But
go. Merry Christmas. Go to Chick-fil-A.
and Nick, no, not on this channel, man. Still building this channel up. I'm not. This channel's not monetized. Well, I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to. I don't like asking for things. I always got my buy me a coffee is always in the description of videos and it pops up in the chat. But I expect nothing. I'm just glad you guys are here hanging out. So I appreciate you guys. But no, not on this channel yet. No super chats. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man.
Hey, Ryan. Man, your
And
Packers looked good last night.
they've been able to pull it off all year. There's been some close games just like last night, but we're still doing okay. No duet. Actually, it's funny. Me and Brian did try this over Ecamm. I don't know, several months ago now. We tried to do some singing together, but it doesn't work because of the whole delay and things like that
Yeah,
going
he's
over
got
the
to
internet.
travel from North Carolina, Kentucky, and back, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I was pretty heartbroken. I couldn't sing. Sorry, guys. We tried.
We tried.
It hurts me as much as it hurts you.
It hurt me. I listened to it. I'm just kidding, kid.
I believe you, man.
Just kidding.
So monetize and demonetize, if you're asking about what Brian was talking about. So when you have a channel that's monetized in the partner program, when you go through and upload your video, that's where you set your, how do you want to monetize? You actually choose where you want your ads to be and what type of ads. If there's any type of copyright issue, if YouTube picks up on, if you're using music that you're not authorized to use or something like that, there's a few different things they can do. Typically what happens is like what Brian was saying. A lot of times the revenue for that video will just go to the original copyright owner. And so from your standpoint, the video is demonetized. Or they could just make it straight up demonetized and nobody gets money. A lot of times now on YouTube, you get to make that choice when they send you the notice. I'll tell you a funny story about it, but when you get the notice that your video has a copyright issue, you can kind of make a choice on what you can cut the music out, or you can just allow YouTube to keep it monetized to go to the owner, whatever you want to do.
And I'm gonna pop out and pop back in while you're telling the story.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So I've got a funny story about that. When I had Jimmy on, when we did the deodorant release on the Bluegrass Bearded channel, I don't know if you guys remember, I think a lot of you were in there, but I had actually, in the beginning of that video, during the countdown screen, I played some of Jimmy's music. Jimmy sent me the music. Jimmy was like, yeah, here, play this music, we're good. I don't think the stream was over for 15 minutes and I had a copyright strike. Not a strike. Let me take it back. It wasn't a strike. You have to do a lot to get an actual strike, but just a copyright notice. I
No
forget what they called exactly.
copyright
But
notice, I think.
yeah, it's something like that. Strikes are
Trust
bad.
me, I get 15 of them every time I do a karaoke stream. So I don't even try to monetize those in the first place.
Right. So strikes are bad. What they send you in the first place is not. You have a chance to like, you can dispute it, or you can let YouTube know why you think you had a right to use the music. So anyway, so I got the notice, and I had to reply and say, well, I got permission from the musician. He was on screen with me. I've got the email from him saying, here, use the music. It still took a couple days, but they, at the end of it, what they had to do once I answered, they had to actually send Jimmy an email and say, hey, did he have a right to use your music? And Jimmy had to reply and say yes. So
Wow.
they're strict about it.
You wouldn't think they would go to all that trouble.
Yeah, you remember Napster back in the day. Yeah,
Yes. I've got a library full of Napster stuff.
right. I did it one time. I'm glad I didn't get sued.
Yeah, Dan, the worst part was when you got demonetized, there was no grace periods like, hey, you need to take down these videos. It's just like, you've been demonetized. Didn't tell me which videos to take down even after that. So I would take away a few and try to monetize again, and then you have to wait another month. And then I took down some more, and I finally just forget it.
You've got, and Holly says she's going to report this stream for having a Bryan imposter on. Where's the stripe?
It's coming back. It's coming back. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of it myself. I really didn't want to do that video. I did not want to dye my beard, but the company kept hounding me about it. So we finally came to terms, and we did it.
There you go.
And now it's over.
So there's a third thing you have to worry about too. I don't know if you've experienced this, Bryan, or anybody else in the chat. But there's a third thing you have to worry about with copyright, and that is people will place a content ID on music that's not theirs. Right. Yep. So like, for example, if you download a song, there's a lot of places to get free, royalty free, copyright free music that you can use. You can subscribe to services. And I know you know this, Bryan, but for those in the chat, you can subscribe to services, which I do. I use Epidemic Sound. You can pull it from the YouTube audio library. There's a lot of places to get music, but what you have happening now is that there's people out there that will basically submit a content ID on a piece of music, and it's all computer generated. So YouTube's like, okay. I had that happen once too, where I pulled music from the YouTube audio library, and somebody had put a content ID on it. So I got a notice from YouTube saying I couldn't use the music. And I was like, no, I pulled this from your library. You may want to check the content ID because that person's not legit. This is supposedly your music.
That with my karaoke streams sometimes is I don't usually even pay attention to it, but every once in a while I'll look at, because I'll get emails about it. So I just scroll through and it's like, so-and-so says this is their song. You're like, that's not even the song I sung. I didn't sing that song. And I know I didn't sing their version of it. So I just did a karaoke version.
It's funny that stream that we did the first time you were on my other channel, you sang a few songs and copyright.
You told me I could.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't mind at all. But that was my first experience with copyright stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. It was somebody else singing it. That's when I learned that it doesn't matter. It's
it's the publishing company. It's not usually the artist.
Right.
I mean, it can be if you're actually replaying, you're posting something by an artist, but most of the time it's the publishing company that owns the rights to the songwriters. Yep.
So here's somebody else that knows a whole lot about music. Pearl Manhattan. She is a recent subscriber, so thank you. I think it's the first time you've been in the stream also. Appreciate you being here. She is a music creator, Bryan. She does, I've only been in one of her streams so far. I met her through Dole Whip Dad through one of his streams. But she does like music arrangements and other stuff during live streams. It's pretty cool to watch.
Oh, I'll have to subscribe then. Check that out.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here.
Since I started doing my karaoke streams, and you know how this is it can mess up your content creation because you got to stop and you spend a couple of weeks trying to learn something new, like eCam.
Right.
It slows you down. So I was doing, when I started doing the karaoke streams, it's like, well, I want to figure out a way to get some reverb on there. So when I talk, it can sound like this and make me sound really good when I'm singing. But there was like different ways to do that. So I had to go in and try all that stuff out. And I finally have now realized that, oh, wait a minute. When I bought Final Cut Pro, I got Logic, and Logic's a whole thing that you produce albums on and stuff. So now I've got Logic running through here, and I can put all these plugins, the compressor and all that stuff. So you kind of go down the rabbit hole every once in a while trying to learn stuff. So I've learned just enough to be dangerous and to be able to do what I want to for my stream. And then I go on to the next thing and learn it. And that's kind of the way content creation works for me. Like, okay, I'm doing stuff and now, okay, I'm going to buy Final Cut Pro and I'm going to learn how to edit on Final Cut Pro. And that takes a little bit of time. And then it's okay, I'm going to do this music thing and learn this. Well, now I'm going to do eCam. So I'm going to try to spend a few weeks on that. So if you're not careful, you can spend too much time on that. But I always enjoy learning. So if nothing else, be a lifelong learner, folks, when it comes to content creation. And then
Oh
I learn
yeah.
about studio. I want to upgrade my studio and learn about lights and learn about cameras and all of that for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Content creation is a huge rabbit hole when it comes to gear and software and cameras, and man, you know how it is.
Yeah. When I'd spent the first several years not purposefully not accepting affiliates and taking revenue back into my channel, except for when I got monetized. But that was about the same time I took in affiliates. But I
Right.
finally, after a couple of years, I always wanted to try Final Cut Pro. It's like, all right, let's start accepting affiliates and let's make this investment into Final Cut Pro. And that kind
Yep.
of took me down the rabbit hole. Was once you start getting some revenue back into your channel, well, I spent all my revenue back on stuff in the channel. But it's kind of cool as I get to learn a lot of cool stuff along the way. Now that I'm able to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Pro Manhattan, she says it's very difficult to navigate the whole copyright claim world as a musician. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So to what you're saying about investing, yeah. I mean, I bought something yesterday. I bought the Cam Link, the Elgato Cam Link.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm still running my camera directly through Ecamm on USB, which really only goes out 720. You can upscale, but I want to get the true 1080 look, so it'll improve. Take some of the delay out stuff like that.
That should help. If I had good enough internet, I could stream in 1440, and I've done it once or twice, but between my internet speed and the RAM on my computer, it was messing up. So I got one of the cheap Cam Links. I got a knockoff brand for like $20 instead of the Elgato one.
You ever have any
But
issues out of it?
nope.
No.
Never had any issues. Now, Doc will say that sometimes like the color temperature will be off, so you have to like put it either very cool or very warm to kind of offset from what it would normally be. But I
Right.
don't have any trouble with it.
So Noah said, "How did you guys go about finding your niche? I want to get into creating, but I haven't figured out what direction I want to go." Brian, I'll let you take it first.
Uh, It's whatever your hobby is. And my hobby, sometimes changes. Like I spent a few years, looking bass fishing. I spent a few years, and spent a lot of years with music, but different parts of music. And then I got into, I grew out my beard for No Shave November and started watching beard brand videos. And I was already creating music content, and it just kind of developed. I think my first video that I did was I was using beard brand stuff, and it was like, well, it was coming gritty. The balm was, so it's like I made a video on how to melt down your balm and re-solidify it, which is pretty cool. So whatever your passion is, yeah. So whatever you figure out.
Yeah, exactly. And that may change, right? That's kind of my story. So I
Oh
started
yeah,
doing beard content. And I still do the beard channels kind of more of a hobby thing now. I've got some stuff sitting right here to do a video for. But
yeah. Your beard channel's still outgrowing mine. I'm mad at you. You put out 2 videos, and I put out 12 last month, and like
well,
you're still killing me.
so a lot of that is my skull shaver videos. My highest viewed video is a skull shaver video, the one that I did back in August on the blades.
Uh-huh.
That video is almost at 30,000 views.
There's something to be said about getting an anchor video. So that's when my channel at least took off enough for me to get to 1,000 subscribers. Is last year when we started having to wear masks, I did a whole different series on masks that work for your beard, and that's still my top rated videos. I did like 7 or 8 different ones, and they're still doing well.
Right. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know why my do not disturb was not on. It was supposed to be.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
Hey,
okay. My
Holly,
phone rang. I didn't know if it came through or not.
I didn't hear it.
So yeah, back to your question. So Noah, I was doing beard stuff, and I got into doing beard stuff, because of guys like Dan and several others. Of course, found Brian along the way too, and built some great friendships. Had a blast doing the beard stuff. But along the way of doing the beard stuff, a lot of people would ask me questions about how to do certain things, how to use Final Cut Pro, how to, you know, all kinds of things. And I realized pretty quickly that that's what I love doing, is helping people figure out the tech and content creation. So that's my passion, just shifted to that. And just to be straight up, I have zero regrets about making the change. I made the change back in August, and I have loved it. I love doing this type of content. So, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
help
giving up on
people.
the,
Yeah, you helped people a long time before you switched over, so it was a natural progression. I love
yeah,
helping people behind the scenes as well. I've done a couple of videos. I did one about Ecamm and one about how people can set up their buy me a coffee, and I just like experimenting around. So as far as figuring out what to do, I think you definitely need to keep a goal in mind, and that's not necessarily a goal that you need to like kill yourself on, but you got to kind of figure out what you want your channel to be. What is your
right.
goal? Is your goal to grow a channel? Is it all about growing the channel and getting to a certain level? Or is it about whatever niche that you happen to do, or helping people, or whatever it may be? There's a lot of different directions you could go.
Yeah, I like Holly's comment here, laughing because after my live last night, I happily packed it all up. I missed the stream because, like I said, I was on a stream before that went longer than I knew it was going to. But I have to go back and kind of rewatch a little bit. I want to see what Holly sent me a message night before last and said Don was going to be doing something. I need to go back and see what that was.
Oh, Don, that was classic. That was classic. Holly, you need to post that by itself on your channel for people to watch.
There you go, repurpose. Yeah. So Brian, are you wanting to go 100% content creation maybe after retirement?
No. After retirement, if I've got money coming in, then it still will be a hobby. I will say it is nice having money come back into the channel. Maybe next year I'll be able to kind of have everything like I need for the channel, and be able to take some of that money and, do some upgrading to the house, because it's time to start replacing stuff at the house. We're having to replace our shower. Now we're going to replace the deck and some of that stuff. But it's good to have the extra money, but definitely not 100% full time. I don't have I don't feel like I've got the personality for it, or the drive for it, which is okay. I kind of have to make sure I understand what I want my channel to be, and try to stick to it, which is tough sometimes. You see everybody else growing, and we compare ourselves to each other, even though we try not to. So I try not
Yeah.
to get obsessed over the numbers, which we all do at certain points. Um, I'm not trying to have 100,000 subscribers. That's just not who I am. I don't want the channel to turn into that, because then it would be a full-time job, and I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say those are definitely my goals.
Yeah, I
I
know,
would
and
love,
you haven't been, you've said that. You and
yeah.
Dan are the ones that I know so personally over the internet, that I've talked to,
Right.
that
Right.
you really have those goals. And that's great. Go for it, man.
Yeah. I'll definitely be full time at some point, but you got to put the work in first. Noah, this would be into mixing drinks, become very knowledgeable about beer and sports. Both of those things I think would do really well on YouTube.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And don't
So
don't be afraid to switch. Like Ken was switch, and be open and experiment around, and you never know what opportunities are going to come from what you're doing. I know Ken and I have talked about that a little bit. You do content creation, but a lot of people that are in the content creation YouTube videos, like Ken's doing now, they make 90% of their money doing other things. And what
yeah,
you'll see is they'll get so big, and then they'll quit posting videos. And where's that person going? Well, other opportunities have come along the way. I've had a couple opportunities to do some blog writing, and for some reason, I didn't really think they're that great. But I've got several other companies that wants me to start writing blogs, and I'm a math teacher, but I guess I'm going to be creating content and writing blogs. So I learn a lot when I do it. So it's always very fun, a rewarding experience. But I will say it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. At least it has been. I don't guess it will be after I get a little more practice.
yeah, yeah, and that's kind of a path in itself is writing. Copywriting. Copy WRITING. Being able to write things that people want to consume. That's something that you know. That's kind of a creation in itself.
Absolutely.
So Noah says, yeah, I see a lot of creators, and you can tell that their one and only goal is to get free stuff. Then you see creators like you guys who genuinely want to help the people. Yeah, I've said 1,000 times, and I'll keep saying it. You know, I don't ask people for anything. I don't ask for products. I don't ask for affiliates. I don't ask for money. That's just not in my nature. Um, and I'm not saying that anybody that does that on some level is necessarily wrong, but you can, like you're saying, you can usually tell somebody's purpose for creating if it's extreme one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it like that. You can kind of tell, and a lot of times, well, I'll leave it there. So yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times they'll, folks won't stick to it. And that's the biggest thing is they'll just, they'll wash out. They'll pop up on the scene and stay for a few months and realize it wasn't what they thought it was, or they got what they wanted to out of it, or something else in life comes along and they'll kind of go away. I mean, I've been doing this for years and I'm almost at 500 videos uploaded on the Beards and Banjos channel. And then I did like, I don't know how many, you know, close to 2,000 videos on the music channel. At one point I had a lot of stuff went into it, and I do it because I wanted to. And
right.
before only the last year have I had any money coming back in out of the 10 years I've done it. So
Yeah, it's just fun to do. I love creating things. It's so much fun to do this.
yeah,
Um,
it's sort of like music. It's an outlet.
yeah.
It's an outlet, creative outlet. I mean,
So
Kim was editing videos, and he had like 2 or 3 or 4 Kens all in the same video using Final
I've
Cut, masking, and
I've
all that stuff.
if I can,
Do a ton.
I'm gonna take the Dan thing where we can say drink. I've got that video on my channel of how to do that.
Oh, yeah, yes, you do.
So
That's a good one.
yeah. So all right,
I
Bryan.
think I could
So
figure out how to do it. I just never figured out why I would want to do it for what I was. It just didn't match, the content I wanted to make.
yeah,
But yeah, I've watched tons of videos on how to do all kinds of editing on Final Cut, and then realized like I don't really need to know how to do all this, at least for right now. So if something pops up and I get an idea in my mind, I'll research it and figure it out. That's kind of how you are, right? You just like something pops up, you're like, I want to figure out how to do this, and you just keep working until you figure it out.
yeah. If I want to figure something out, I'll try it. I'll go to obviously YouTube, figure it out from there. Watch several videos, and then yeah, I'll do whatever I have to do to figure it out. So Pearl says, "Thank you for sharing your opinions on this. It's nice to find fellow creators who do it for reasons other than money." Yeah, for sure. Yep. And a lot of the people that I believe in your circle of people being people that are like-minded, and a lot of the people that I really associate and are close with and share with are the same. It's not about the money; it's about helping people. Obviously, if it does turn into money, that's a welcome. Down the road, like, hey, this is cool, but that's never why you start doing this. Nick said something about, you mean you can't become a millionaire when making YouTube videos? I mean, some do. There's several creators that are, millionaires or more, but they all typically have one thing in common. They started at the bottom like we did, and they've been doing it for 10 years. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
you
you
look
were
at,
the first ones to get in, and you have a topic that people want to hear.
yeah,
You definitely could pay off. And keep in mind that for most of those people, only a certain percentage actually comes from YouTube,
oh
right?
yeah,
They diversify and they have endorsement deals and paid videos and a lot of affiliates marketing and all of that stuff is all worked into it. So you definitely have to diversify because something could come along and YouTube could just demonetize you out of the blue and not really give you any reasons. And you have to start from scratch. I've seen
yep,
several cases where that had happened when really and YouTube gave no explanation to what was going on and they just had to start over. And it was,
yeah.
whew,
At the end of the day, we are renting server space from YouTube. We're renting it for free. I mean, they give us the platform for free to do it. Obviously, ads is, they're making money. But us as creators, we're able to use it for free. At the end of the day, it's theirs. So,
yep. Hey,
so
Vinny
yeah.
P.
What's up, Vinny P? Good to see you, man. All right. So, great conversation, guys. I appreciate the questions and the comments you guys are throwing out there. So let's kind of shift forward a little bit. So, we've talked about that you're a full-time math teacher, and you are also a content creator. So, one of the biggest things in being able to be successful in creation is consistency. Now, everybody has a different definition of what consistency means to them, but on some level, there has to be some consistency, right? So, how do you juggle that? How do you juggle being a content creator and a full-time, teacher? Because not only what a lot of people don't think about, but I know you do, even though your hours are over in the classroom, you still have to grade papers and prepare stuff and do all kinds of stuff. So how do you juggle all that?
Well, this is my only hobby besides music, and right now, especially, I can't get out and play music anywhere because nobody's really having that happen. Um, yeah, I only that's probably the main thing. I don't have any children, so don't really have anything else that I do. So this is my one outlet for the most
Right.
part, which helps. The other thing is being consistent is what does that mean to different people? For me, I don't set a schedule. Like I don't say I'm going to post at Monday morning and Wednesday and Friday, and that I just don't do that. Um, I have the next thing on my list to do, or the next video to make, or the next review, and I get it out as quickly as I can. I try to at least have one thing per week. Most of the time, I have more than that. When we first had to go to remote teaching, like in one weekend, I had to figure out how to teach online over the internet. My content got really sparse because I was spending at least 60 hours a week trying to get everything I've ever uh, taught before and run it through a computer and Zoom meetings. So that was
Right.
really, really tough, but I was still able to get out some content here or there. Um, and like I said, I do know that this is still a hobby for me. So I try to keep everything balanced. Sometimes I don't put out stuff as regularly as I should, or that I really want to. It's not that I should, but
Yeah.
what I want to put out.
Right.
Luckily, I haven't really had writer's block when it comes to content creation. I've had enough reviews to do from companies and enough topics. I tend to be pretty creative. That's kind of why I do this. I always wanted this channel, the Beards and Banjos channel, to be half reviews and half like tips and tricks and special topics and how to take care of your beard and how to trim your beard and those kind of things. I stuck to that pretty well. But sometimes the reviews come in hot and heavy. When you work with affiliates and they've got new releases and Black Friday and they send you all of this stuff, it gets a little bit overwhelming about trying to push out those review videos and not seem like you're trying to push products on folks. So that's
Yeah.
a tough one to deal with, is how to balance the affiliate marketing, because
Yep.
it is affiliate marketing, just like when somebody goes and sells home interiors or makeup or whatever the case may be. It's the same kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's hard to balance that sometimes.
And that's something that I know a lot of us think about. We don't really talk about it. We just create and do it, right? But holidays
Mhm.
as an affiliate marketer are when sales come up. Every company pretty much has a sale, and if you're so like I have what do I have seven affiliates in the beard niche. I mean that's seven companies potentially that are doing sales that would like you to get a video or whatever. So it's a lot of work around holidays. Love doing it. We don't really talk about it or complain about it, but it's those are kind of the seasons, right? Like November, December for a creator who is an affiliate marketer. Also, it's a busy time period.
Yeah, and I do take the affiliate seriously. I try to be helpful to the companies,
Yep.
to the owners. I mean, that's why, just like I'm trying to be helpful to my audience, and and I try, and for content creators behind the scenes, I try to be helpful to the companies that I've agreed to work with. That just kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, and that's something that sometimes people don't realize. That affiliate marketing is more than just here's a code, make some money.
Yeah,
Affiliate behind the scenes. I mean, we work with these companies. I've been honored to be able to help develop deodorants and beard washes and scents, and even on something I didn't help with, to have the company say, "Hey, I just want you to help me with your opinion on this." That means a lot too. There's a lot of work behind the scenes, as you know.
yeah, I love doing the work behind the scenes.
Oh
Sometimes I
yeah,
like it more than in front of the camera. Sometimes it's pretty balanced. I like them both.
yep, yep. Same here. What's up, John? Coffee Talking Tech is in the house. How
Hey,
you doing,
John,
sir? Good to see you, man. Bearded Ant, saw you there. Thanks, man, for coming in. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna pop out and come back.
Okay, sounds good. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. And Nick, I saw your question up there again a second ago about would Bryan go 100% content creation? I don't know if you asked again or if YouTube threw it out there again, but he said no. One of his goals is not full-time creation, so that's not something that he's thinking about right now. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. I don't think so. If I missed you, I promise it's not on purpose. Oh,
I've thought
Russ.
about making another channel where I do, math videos, because I know I'm pretty sure that I could get them to to do well, but I just haven't done it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes when the kids have homework. I mean, Mel's homeschooling now, but there's been times in the past where the kids have come home with homework and they're like, "How do you do this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Hold on a second.
Go to YouTube.
YouTube."
Yep. Yeah. But you can always ask me, Ken. You get stuck on something.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I'm good up through Calc 2. Anything past Calc 2, I can't help you.
I didn't miss you, Disney. I got your comment way out there, brother. You came in and said you were
Daniel.
giving away, packing up some oils. I saw you, man.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram. He's trying to, I don't know if he's whittling down his collection or rearranging them.
He's got a big collection. He's got a whole
Yes,
lot
he
to whittle
does.
down.
Yes, he does. He's always one of the big spenders when it comes to my some of those big sales streams that I do. It's like I'll have 16 companies say, "Yeah, I bought from like 9 or 12 of them or something." Like, wow.
Right.
Then I watch his unboxings because those are fun.
So on that question, when talking about consistency, you and I both have said it. Consistency kind of means something different. For you, you said you don't have like you're not going to release on Mondays or whatever. But just at a general level, what does consistency mean to you? Then, what is when you say that Bryan Beards and Banjos is a consistent creator? What does that mean to you?
Probably that I'm always visible. Like when you've also have the Instagram and you've got the community post on YouTube and some of that. So being visible, and sometimes that's just dropping in a quick something,
Right.
or doing a YouTube short, or uh, for me, I can do a video pretty quickly. That's not a review video. Review videos take longer because list the ingredients and show the website and go through the prices and all of that stuff. If it's just a topic like a little, I don't know, a vlog idea, something just pops in my head.
Yeah.
I can put out pretty quickly. But for me, it's pretty much doing something every week. That's what it means for me personally. Is put out something every week.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try every Monday. I'm still kind of experimenting with days and times on the new channel. I finally got to the point to where YouTube tells me
Where your
the days
audience
and
is.
times that
Yeah.
people are most active, people that watch my videos. So I'm experimenting with different days and times, but yeah, at least once a week. I try for twice a week. It's been a busy couple of months, so I haven't quite hit the twice a week yet, but I
Well, you're
will.
getting consistent with the live stream too. That's I don't live stream as much as you. I do the karaoke streams every once in a while just for fun, and I think that kind of helps build my community a little bit because people get in there and get to see my personality more than they do on a video. I think next year I do have a goal of trying to do one like product release video for a company live stream. So one live stream a month, maybe something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, and so we were talking before the show. For those of you that are in here watching that may not know, Bryan is doing a karaoke stream on Thursday. So
Yeah, I'm doing a Christmas one, so I'll be I can squeeze in one more. I've done 2 Christmas karaoke so far, but we'll do one on Thursday night. You can come in and request your favorite Christmas songs. I'll do them if I know them. Ken's already got in his request for Christmas Cookies by George Strait, so we're
there
gonna
you go.
do that one, and whatever else we can show. We can do Let It Snow and
Mel's
some
putting
of
you on
that.
the spot. We didn't talk about this, but obviously it's completely up to you, man.
I can. You may do the Christmas cookie song?
We can do Christmas if you want to. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can. You're gonna get a copyright notification.
I mean, I'm not monetized yet, so I'll let the whoever owns that song, they can have whatever off of it, I guess.
I'll pull my karaoke app up here and we'll see what she requests. We'll get Mel to request it.
Yeah,
We'll have the
we'll let Mel
snowfall.
pick the song. Yeah.
Yeah, once she tells me what song to do, I'll see if I can make that work for you.
Yeah,
I
I
got everything
enjoy.
set up so I didn't know if you wanted me to show off any of the the how I run my audio or any of that stuff. So I've got
If
everything
you
set up that I can do it.
if you want to, yeah, we can. I can put you full screen if you want to do all that and walk through that. That's completely up to you.
It gets a little bit complicated, but I'm using Logic, which is a DAW, a digital audio workstation that you use to produce music and that kind of stuff. So I run all my plugins and compression and reverb and all that stuff through it. After trying Audio Hijack and Loopback and a lot of that stuff, so it's definitely a learning experience. Let me see if I can turn my snow off. I hit the button a while ago.
Here, while you're doing that, I'll work on a few things here too. Let me go to preview
What you got
mode.
to work on?
preview mode so I can change. I'm going to change this scene right here.
Oh, I got you.
If I'm not mistaken, I can still do this live, and it won't actually change anything. We'll see if that. I don't think it will.
Oh, Holly said to do the Grinch song. You really have to
Grinch.
act that one out. Yeah, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, did you ever look up that version I was telling you about?
No, I never saw that one. I forgot who
it's
it was now.
It's so awesome.
Nick says, Kim, will you sing a Christmas song too?
No. Oh, I don't. Nobody really wants to hear that. Can you hear me, Brian?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. I see I disappeared on the YouTube side when I was going through the whole preview thing there, but I'm back. All right, so I don't know if you're ready for what, but we can go with you let me know.
I got to put my headphones on if I'm going to do a song.
Let me see if I see Mel. I don't know if she's... Yeah, this is not going to happen, Nick. Not. No, Ellie. So the problem with duetting, trying to sing together, is streaming because of the delay and the lag and stuff between us and coming out to YouTube. I mean, what I'm saying right now, you're going to see in roughly 9 seconds. So when you see this was 9 seconds ago. So with the lag and everything. Yeah, Dagan will sing. Dagan will sing on TikTok and bring it over to IG.
TikTok master.
Yeah.
All right, how about it's the most wonderful time of the year?
All right, sounds great.
All right, cool. You may hit it?
Yes, sir. Ready when you are.
All right, let's see if this works. Is it coming through?
Yes, sir.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the king jingle belling and everyone telling you'll be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. Be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Marshmallows for toasting and caroling out in the snow, and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Changing keys, here we go. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays, folks.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, she loves the animations. Yeah, I need to incorporate more of that. I don't really play with overlays like that a lot. I need to. Am I frozen?
They're fun. Can you hear me?
Yeah, looks like I'm frozen. There we go. Now I'm not. Okay.
Now you're unfrozen. I thought it was my computer, because when I open up all of these things, it starts, my computer starts slowing down.
Yeah, so you have any plans to get, I thought you had an M1, do you not?
I've got an M1 Mac Mini, but it's the 8 gig. It's the really base level. I need one with 16 gigs of RAM at least. But
Oh,
I
okay.
have bought so I went in the hole, so I don't have quite enough money. But hopefully after Christmas, I might get close. But I bought one of the MacBook Pros, a 14-inch, one of the new ones. It's got like 32 gigs of RAM, so I should be set for years and years if I can get it to work. And the other thing that I would really like about that is I don't have to be in this office. Like I can just plug it in to my system here and it should work. And if I want to go work in the living room next to my wife, I can just take it in there. So I'm hoping that's going to work for me. I've also got one of those CalDigit hubs. So everything just hooks into the hub and then one cable would go from the hub right into my MacBook Pro
Right.
laptop. So I'm hoping all that works. If you need me to show it off if I get it to work, just let me know. I'll show you
Totally
the
up to
setup.
you. I think it's awesome that you're able to do all that. If you guys want to see more of that karaoke, he'll be doing it Thursday night. What time, Brian?
7 o'clock.
7
I go
Eastern
to
on
bed
Thursday.
early.
Right.
I don't,
Yeah.
if I go too late, it starts overlapping with other people, and I try not to do that. But some people, I don't even know when they're streaming, so I just kind of make the best decision I can. And if you want to come hang out and stay for a song or two, and then go on to somewhere else, that's fine. And it'll be Christmas Eve, so I thought that would be a good time. A lot of people will be off, maybe in the holiday spirit, maybe not having to travel yet, or maybe you're already somewhere. So I thought
Right.
that might be a good one to do one last stream with some Christmas music.
Yeah. I mean, anymore, it's almost impossible to not overlap somebody on a live stream.
Yeah.
So,
There's only so much
um,
prime time, you know, so it's gonna overlap. Yep,
yeah,
7
Pearl
PM
7.
Eastern. Yeah, come join me. We just have fun. I know I'm
Yeah,
not the
it's a,
greatest singer, but I feel like I can do just enough to do a decent karaoke.
well, I'll tell you, I'm not the best singer and I'm not going to do it. So,
And I do practice those songs. I just can't wing everything, but if it's something I think I know, but the hard part is getting the right key because I don't sing so high as most people when they sing stuff. So I have to take my karaoke app and you practice it ahead of time, figure out what key to put things in.
so what
And
about the,
sometimes it falls on my face, and I just have to say, "Hey, I don't know this song. We're just gonna have to to nix it."
well, that's what happened. Well, not that you tried it last time, but when I'd asked for Christmas cookies, you said, "Well, I haven't practiced that one yet. We'll do it next time." So
And I've got it ready. I practiced it.
nice. I'm excited about it. So Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Beards and Banjos YouTube channel, which should be in the description of this video if I did everything right. I'm telling you, my last I've been all over the place. Yeah, it's there. So it's in the description of the video. Brian's channel is, if you'd like to check that out Thursday night.
See what happens when you go back to work. I always say I could be such a good content creator if I didn't have to work for a living.
Well, part of it was so last Wednesday, a week and a half ago, so 2 Wednesdays ago, is when I actually had surgery, and then I was pretty much in bed for a couple of days. I didn't come down here and do really much creation of anything until
Yeah,
Sunday maybe that Sunday after, and
yeah.
even
Glad
then,
you got
like I
your
could
voice
only
back.
sit.
Got your voice back after a while. You couldn't record. You were mad.
The
Like, I can't
voice was the
record.
worst. The voice
Yeah.
was the worst part because I can sit in the chair, but if you can't actually use your voice and trying to talk about what you're talking about without, taking a breath every 5 seconds and your voice just sounded funny. I mean, you know how it is. You put a YouTube video out, it's out there forever unless you take it down. And I didn't want to record something with a raspy voice and be like, yeah, come check out my channel. So,
All the things we struggle with as content creators.
yeah. So that's awesome. So back to full-time jobs. So if you had to choose anything, if you had to say one thing was your biggest challenge with creating and working full-time, what would that be for you?
Just time. I think that's for everybody. It's creating
Yeah.
the time. So I have been known to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do my content creation because I don't do well late at night. That's just not who I am. So a lot of times I'll get up early and record a video or try to edit it. And it's for me. I don't know about you, Kim, but for me, it's usually about a 3-day process. You kind of especially when I'm doing a review video, I'll look through the company's website, kind of get my thoughts together, create my sheet of bullets points that I want to go over one day, and then the next day I'll record my video and get it in the can, if you will, and then I'll spend that day and the next day editing, and then once I get it edited, takes a while to get it to YouTube, and then you got to do all the tags and make the thumbnail and all of that stuff. I still haven't made chapters yet. I know I probably need to make chapters, but that's the one thing that I haven't done yet that I know I should.
Yeah, the chapters are really valuable, not only to help your viewers see what's in the video if they want to kind of jump around, which at the end of the day that could hurt your watch time, but I think it gives them value to come back, so it's kind of a trade-off, But the other thing that's valuable for is that if you name your chapters the right way, those chapter names will come up in a YouTube search. So like if
Yeah.
you did a video on, say, how to trim your beard, which something else Bryan has credit for is that Bryan is the main reason why I'm comfortable trimming my own beard. Never trimmed it that short, but Bryan's got some great videos out there for how to trim your beard without messing it up. But if you title those chapters the right way, they'll actually come up in Google and YouTube searches. You've probably seen it before when you search for something on Google. It'll take you to a video to that specific chapter. I think that's really cool.
Yes, it is, and very valuable.
Yeah.
It really helps when I'm trying to Google how to fix my sink or something like that, how to unclog your toilet.
Right.
It's
Just
right
get
to the part in the video you're looking for. Thank you, Russ.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
And I've got one more question down here, but before we do that, Bryan, you want to do a speed round?
Sure.
You like the this or that type questions?
I don't care.
I know
Whatever you pop up there, I will try my best to answer it and keep it moving.
I know most people in the audience do. You guys in the chat, let me know if you want to do this or that tonight. If you want to do the, I don't know what to really call it. I've done it since I've been streaming, so for 2 years. But sometimes I call it this or that. Sometimes I call it speed round. I think I need to get consistent and actually call it something. So
be consistent with your content, Ken. That's
right.
important.
I need to figure that out. So we'll go through some speed round if you guys want to. I don't know. I'm going to do the same that I've always do. I've got the Poddex app, and we'll just pick the questions that come up. Sometimes I do skip a question if it's something that I think could be, some of the questions aren't good. But well, here's a question.
Don't be risque now.
What's that?
Do I prefer live streams or recorded videos? I prefer recorded videos myself. Just because for me, and I haven't committed to a live stream every week. I just kind of do the karaoke for fun whenever I want. But for me, I don't know. I just don't like committing to a night of the week to do a live stream because I usually just, spending time with my wife and we work out after. That's my workout time usually. So that's just me. I've always been a recorded video person. I've enjoyed the live streams. I enjoy watching them, being part of them sometimes with Ken and other folks. I always enjoy it.
Yeah. Do I prefer one over the other? Man, that's tough. I mean, if I really truly had to pick one, it would be recorded videos because, for YouTube, they do bring more, I don't know if value is the right word. But I love live streams. Like I could never give up live streaming if we coined a phrase accidentally. I think it was last week. If I'm breathing, I'm streaming. And I'm going to put that on
I'm breathing, I'm streaming.
That's going on a t-shirt.
That's a nice one. Yeah. And I think for me in my head, the live streams are more for building the community, for letting them see more of your personality, to let them ask you questions, having that interaction that's more, helps them make that personal connection a little bit more.
Yeah, it's fun
Especially
to hang.
in certain niches, that's real important, like in the beard niche or, some of the other stuff that is really important. And some of them, if you're doing how-to videos, people are going to watch your video, never subscribe, and never care who you are again. So
Right,
just been like, so your 30,000 people on your skull shaver, that's not really what they're there for, most of them.
Yeah, they watch the video and go on, which is part of it. Your conversion rate for subscribers is generally, on the low side if you look at it that way. So yeah, I like it so much. Pretty soon, so starting January, I'll be doing 2 live streams a week. So you guys heard it here first. 2 live streams a week coming January 2022.
I got to figure out a way to get back on with you because I always enjoy talking to you. So we'll make it happen somehow.
Absolutely. I'm going to be here, until I'm not breathing anymore. So for sure.
Well, if somebody ever cancels and you need somebody to help you fill the screen up, just let me know.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. All right. So let's go. think I set the button up the right
I
way.
may have said that too quick. I may need to see these questions first.
I only know the first one because when I pulled the app up, that's what was there. All right, so we'll try the music. I don't know if the music is going to mess anything up, but you guys let me know if you have issues with the music and hearing Bryan come across. If you guys can't hear Bryan that well, let me know. I'll turn the music off. But all right, Bryan, if you were a boss of many, would you want them to fear you or love you?
Love me. I don't like people not liking me. I'm a people pleaser type of person. I don't like conflict.
I agree. I don't like conflict. Don't like confrontation. I don't want anybody to be afraid of me.
See, we're kind of alike.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
So we'll, you guys in the chat, feel free to answer also. If you were a boss of many, would you want them to fear you or love you? Yeah, Mel said, I prefer live streams, love the interactions with the community. It's our time to come together.
I was hoping she was
going to
be on tonight. I always like talking to Mel too.
Yeah, we need to come up with something for her to come on.
Yeah.
So E-Rock agrees. He says, love me. Mel says, love me. I do love you, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
Dagan says, love, they'll work better for you. Yeah, I mean, I've worked for people that kind of have that other mentality, and you work for them because it's your job, but, you know, what level of respect do you have for that, you know? Yeah. E-Rock's a peacemaker. Ellie says both, but I'm loved more than feared. So one thing we learned in the Army, you never mess with the cooks. And since Ellie, you're a cook, we don't mess with you.
Yeah, and in education, we always keep the custodians happy and the secretaries.
Right. So, all right. So that was that. I think that was pretty much consistent across the board. Love me. Let's see what the next question is. I don't even know.
Let's see what we got.
All right. Does your name have a special... Oh, this is funny for me. Does your name have a special or significant meaning? If so, what? So,
no.
Were you named after anybody that you know of?
Nope.
Okay. So guys in the chat, let me know if your name has any kind of meaning. If you were named after somebody or something about your name, let me know. I'll tell you my story. My story's
I'm going to pop out while you're telling the story, Ken. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So wait for Bryan to come back. So my name, I'm actually named after two uncles. I've got on my, hold on, let me get Bryan back. There we go. So on my mom's side and my dad's side, I had an Uncle Kenneth, right? Oddly enough, both of those Uncle Kenneths were killed in freak accidents. On my mom's side, my Uncle Kenneth was struck by lightning changing an antenna for some reason. I don't know. This was before I was born. I don't know the full story. On my dad's side, my Uncle Kenneth on his side was hit by a dump truck while he was riding a bike. So they named me after those guys.
You're still kicking. We're glad you're still here, Ken.
I still am, yeah. So Eric means powerful in Greek. All right, cool. Let's see. Zebbeard says, my dad wanted his first son named Zach, but since he didn't have that choice with my older brother, it went to me. Noah, my mother was a very spiritual woman. She told me my whole life that I told her that I wanted my name to be Noah while I was in the womb, so that's how I got my name. Well, that's cool.
Cool.
Bill's named after his dad. So, okay, so Bill Jr., Bearded Land Shark Jr. Nice. Yeah, I've heard this. Mel was named after a random girl at the park that her mom thought was pretty.
Wow.
Although Mom once had me convinced every letter of my name represented a relative's names. Gotcha. Ellie, middle name is Mary after my aunt, so I go by Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae.
Yeah, Wiley says I'd be concerned. I mean, I've made it 40 years. I think I'm okay. I mean, I think haven't been hit by a dump truck yet. My parents are Michael and Linda, very common names. They wanted something very different for me.
I don't know if I've ever heard of somebody else named Dagan. I
don't know that I have either. Yeah. And Mel said, my mom's name means queen bee and my name means honey. Nice. All right, let's see what we have next. All right, what are most people afraid of that doesn't scare you?
Oh boy, that's a tough one to think of off the top of your head.
I don't know if I have one.
I'm trying because we don't like dead air in content creation here. I'm trying.
That's why we
Ken.
got music here.
Okay, we got music. Good.
We got music. What are most people afraid of that doesn't scare you? Guys in the chat, if you know something, throw it out there.
Yeah, we're going to riff off of what you guys put in the chat. Clowns and spiders. Yeah, I'm not that scared of a spider unless you try to kill it and then you doesn't, and then it takes off really fast.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spiders. Not at all. Ellie says clowns and spiders. I mean, clowns are kind of creepy.
I'm pretty much realized, Ken, I'm scared of everything. That scares me.
That scares you. Crickets. Do I know anybody that's scared of crickets? Clowns and haunted houses. Haunted houses don't really scare me, but what's the word? Like, I expect what's going to happen in a haunted house.
Well, I've gotten to where I'm not scared to sing in front of people most of the time. That still gets me every once in a while. I guess that's different for most people.
Not afraid talking about the dead air. Hey, I'm not afraid of dead air because I got,
That's not
we
dead.
got stuff to fill it with.
That's not crickets. That's wonderful music we're going to listen to.
Skydiving.
Woo! Skydiving.
That's a good one, I guess. The police, yeah.
Oh, the police.
Gunfire. Yeah, that's kind of a tough question, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right, what else we got? I don't know. We'll skip that one. I don't really envy anybody, I don't think. There we go. A lot of beards in the chat, so we'll see where this goes. But when you wake up in the morning, what is your number one priority?
Eat and coffee. I've always been one where as soon as my feet hit the floor, I'm ready to eat. So I just I walk in the living room or to the kitchen and eat and drink some coffee.
For me, it's a shower. Unless I'm going to go outside and do some work, I can't stand not taking a shower as soon as I get up. There's sometimes I'll take a shower twice a day because I pretty much have to take a shower when I get up, and then if I do end up doing something outside, I'll just take another shower. So
everybody else has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like pretty much everybody else is to pee. Yeah.
Well, once you get in your 40s, you do that all night long anyway.
E-Rock's with you, eating coffee.
Yep, eating coffee.
Another pee. All right. Yeah. I mean, there's that too, but shower. Yeah. You see, E-Rock, this is me. I need a shower to actually wake up. That a shower really wakes me up.
I'm a really light sleeper, so I'm awake as soon as my feet hit the floor.
Mel's too good to me. She comes down here. Right now it's Christmas break, so they are not waking up for school and everything. But she'll come down here and see if I've had breakfast yet. Bring breakfast, whatever. Mel's good to me. With you, Ken, at least twice a day shower, especially. Oh, Nick, you have. Sorry to hear that, man. If you're saying that you've been tested positive,
I think it means with the conditions in the world, and you just.
Is that what he means?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I get from it.
Bill says coffee and gym.
The gym. I can't. I've worked out in the mornings before. I cannot work out before I eat. I'm gonna work out after supper. Except now that the times changed, it gets dark so early. It's like it's really tough to work out or to eat and then make yourself go work out.
Yeah. Zeb says, don't forget to breathe. I mean, hopefully you're doing that while you're sleeping too, so you just continue that when you wake up. But I hear you. That's important. Dagan says a freight train could come through the house and he would not wake up.
No, I'm a really light sleeper. I hear everything. I haven't set an alarm since in years.
Yeah, I still have to. What's up, Justin? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
My wife wakes up at like 4 o'clock because she goes to work at 5. So we have a hard time sleeping past 5:30 in the morning. I can't hardly do it.
That's one thing I love about working from home. I mean, technically, I'm supposed to be logged in anywhere between 8 and 8:30, so I can wake up at 7:45, get a shower, walk downstairs. So it helps. That helps with those 2 a.m. content creation, timelines. So, all right, let's do. We'll do
So
one
I've
or
got a
two
question
more.
for you. You said
Yes.
I've heard you say on streams that you can't say the C word. YouTube doesn't like it. What happens?
I don't know if that's still as much of a thing anymore, but back when all this first started, they were taking down streams or videos that were talking about it. I think that may have kind of gone away, and it's still something we just kind of say. My brain had been trained to not say it, which is funny because I did a video early on, like back early 2020, about that and beards. Back when, nobody go look for it. That was back when I was still a terrible creator. I forget exactly what it was that I read or had heard. They were taking videos down that were having conversations about it, and honestly, it was probably more the extreme conversations, to be honest. But it's just something that multiple creators were trying to avoid, was using the word. Also, when you do use the word, they will tag your video with that information for it.
And I can see where certain people who, if companies do advertise on your channel, that they may not run certain ads. Which makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Brian. So, what is the best thing to happen to you this year?
I don't know if I have the best thing to happen to me this year. What about you?
Best thing this year. Nothing major's happened this year. Yeah, Dan, that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's why I'm sitting here with dead air. Impossible question.
I'm glad to be teaching in person again, because remote instruction was really, really, really hard. So it's much better for the kids to be there in person too. So.
Yeah, I've heard Dan talk about that too. He said Dan has talked about how this year's been kind of challenging though, with kids being back in the classroom. Have you found the same thing where you are?
No, because, not with as far as the behavior of the students necessarily, but
right.
They are, the kids are behind in math, so I'm trying to catch them up, for one. And then I would definitely say the just the mental health of everybody, not just the kids, but the adults in the building and everything else. It's something that we all have to be more cognizant of, and it just seems to be more, prevalent. It's just always kind of lurking there. It's the mental health of people, kids and adults and everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess this is a good one. Mel said, me finally get my gallbladder out. Yeah. It was about 3 years ago that they found the gallstones, and I just kept putting it off. The way it works with the VA is your doctor, and then you have to go to a consult to the VA hospital. I kept putting it off, and then 2020 happened, and my doctor kept staying on me. He's like, "When are you gonna go get that taken care of?" Because I guess if the stones, I guess it can end up being pretty bad. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to let that linger too long, I wouldn't think.
But I would say in August, for me, probably getting to go back up to Wisconsin this past August, because we don't get to go every year. And it's been a while since we've been up there, so getting to go visit family up there.
Yeah, I'm ready to go travel. I don't think the world's ready for us to travel yet, unfortunately.
That's what That's what Dave. Do you know Dave and Diane? You follow them?
No.
That's Dave and Diane throwing caution to the wind. So that's what his channel's all about, is traveling. Him and Diane travel. That's all they do. They travel. So they're always somewhere different.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we can live vicariously through them.
Yep. Yep, Russ. Yeah, I guess so. Had an organ removed and fully recovered. Yeah, for sure. I don't guess I was ever too worried about it, other than the fact that we say this is a joke, right? It's a joke. I like to pick on the VA. We all veterans do, but I made the joke, like, as long as the VA takes the right one out, we're going to be okay. But in all honesty, when you hear VA stories, the Louisville VA is very squared away. I usually have no issues with VA in my area, so we're pretty fortunate there. I would get banned on what I really want to say. finding the community. Yeah, we're glad you found it, Travis.
That's awesome.
Dave, yeah, I had to think for a second. Yeah, Dave plays a lot of pickleball. Yeah, he does.
I need to pick up pickleball.
Yeah, I hear you, Bill, man. We're still thinking and praying for you, man. Hope your family's doing okay. The reels that Ken made on the mountain vacation, the bear videos were awesome. Yeah, the bear video, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I don't know if I told you this or not. So I think I probably told you, but I haven't told everybody else because I don't have very many stories because I'm kind of boring. But we go up to we went to the Pigeon Forge and the Gatlinburg. We went several years because I live in North Carolina, and we went for a honeymoon. But one of the years we went to Cades Cove. You been to Cades Cove up there?
A long time ago. I've never
Yeah.
really been through the whole area, but yeah.
So it's like a natural park, but they have like a big loop around it that you can drive your car or ride a bicycle. So we rented bikes and we rode bikes around. So we saw a lot of deer and all kinds of wildlife. And we got around one corner and uh, I saw a bear. I almost ran over the bear on my bike. It was like two cubs and a mama. And like, oh
Right.
boy. And then my wife didn't see it, and she just came barreling through right after me. But luckily, nobody hit the bear, and the bear didn't get us. But that was the closest I ever got to a bear. It was about 6 feet away from me.
Yeah, and you were there what time? You guys were there during the spring, right?
I don't. No, we didn't ended up not going because everything was booked up, and it
Oh,
was.
that's right.
We ended up not going.
Yeah.
So
You're talking about a previous.
Yeah, I was talking about a previous one. We really wanted to go this year, but things didn't work out. We didn't feel like we could. We waited too late to book it. We want to go to Hawaii for our 25th wedding anniversary, but I don't know if we're going to swing it or not.
Yeah, we have plans in April. We're supposed to be going to St. Croix. We'll see what happens with that because things keep going up and down as far as I guess there's places talking about lockdowns and stuff again, but we'll see what happens. It's a U.S. territory, so it's not pretty much the same rules apply. You have to get tested before you go, but that's as of right now. I mean, they could shut down travel. I guess you never know.
You never know.
So Aldemir, I've got a couple of them. I actually have two of them hanging on the wall over here next to me. I like those kind of hats. I just never.
I mean, never wear them. Well,
I don't know. I never do.
In the studio, you got to be careful, not make sure it doesn't cast shadows on your face.
Yeah, I've just gotten used to wearing my hat like this for whatever reason. Now it's funny. Before I grew my beard, I never really wore a hat backwards at all. And somewhere along the way, I just started doing it. I don't even remember why.
I thought it was for content creation, so the light wouldn't block your face, or the bill wouldn't block your face when the lights.
Yeah, I mean, if I turn it around and bring the bill up a little bit, it's not a big deal. But that's you know what? You're right. That's why, because when I was doing videos over here on the other side of the room, you remember my old beard videos were in that corner.
Yep.
That's why, because the light was right above me.
I figured it might be why.
Yeah, it's not an issue right here, but it's been a while since I've sat over there and filmed anything. John says maybe August I'll need to visit Wisconsin. Hey, if you do, let me know. That'd be awesome to get together up there. All right, so we have a question. Go Johnny Go 2021. Welcome in. I haven't seen you here before, so appreciate you being here. A lot of it, yeah. If you want to go back and watch the replay, there's some of it. We're getting ready to finish up with one more question, but appreciate you being here.
If you have any questions, Johnny, let us know.
Yep, definitely throw them out there. Dagan's got a question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I say no. It's during Christmas time, but it's not. I wouldn't call it a Christmas movie.
Yeah. I say yes because it's a cool thing to talk about.
Was it intended to be a Christmas movie?
No. No. And Russ says, yeah, 6 feet, that's awfully close to a bear. It really is.
Yeah, especially when I was going about, 15 miles an hour at the time on a bike.
All right, Brian.
If they would have run out in front, it would have been bad news.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, Brian. So because you've been doing it for a long time, you've been, roughly about 10 years, you've been creating content and working full time. So if you had a new content creator come to you in the same boat, say, hey, what should I do? What would be your biggest or your best or whatever piece of advice you would give a creator asking you about creating content and working full time?
And working full time. Oh boy. Um, I guess to make sure that you actually have time for it, because time is the biggest issue. Because uh, you need to make sure you use the time wisely. So
Mhm.
the best thing to do is to, as Ken says, just hit record.
Just hit
Right? So
record.
start making content, and then along the way, you'll figure out things you like and not like, and kinda tweak things from there. You can't learn everything at once, so don't try. You just have to get in there and make mistakes. It's kinda like when I was, learning how to play the banjo and going on to banjo forums or any kind of music is you'll see guys and they'll talk about, "Oh, I need a new banjo," or "I need a new strings, I need new picks, I need to put a new bridge on," and they just keep tinkering around with stuff. Like, sometimes you just need to quit messing with it and play the darn thing. And that's
Right.
the same thing with content creation. You only have a limited amount of time. The best way to learn is by create, and then start fine tuning. Watch other people figure out things you want to try. Don't be afraid to experiment. And in the beard niche, I think I was the first one to try a lot of stuff, like the eCam. First one to try doing a YouTube short, doing a YouTube premiere, setting up to buy me a coffee, just some of that stuff. Just whatever pops in your mind, try it, see what happens. Find
Yep.
people to surround you with that you can ask good questions like Mr. Ken, and I'll be glad to answer any questions as well along the way.
Yeah, Bryan is a great resource too for a lot of the stuff that I've learned how to use with like Ecamm. Like I said, Bryan helped teach me how to do it. So Bryan's a great resource. There's a bunch of creators that can help you. Dan's got a great one. Prioritize your family time and work while everyone else is sleeping. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of times that's why I've got the 2 a.m. You know, I'm still up at 2 doing stuff. A lot of times my typical bedtime is about 3 a.m. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit different because of stuff going on and surgeries and stuff. I've had to do a little bit during some daytime hours, but for the most part, that's what I try to do is either late at night or early in the morning. I'll get up while everybody else is still asleep and
Yeah,
record
and for
early.
me, my wife goes to work at 5 AM, and I don't have to leave till 8. So, I'll get up and take an hour to get ready and spend 2 hours editing the video. Um, and then so you end up not on purpose, but I usually end up having my times I create. So, that's one time, and then the other one is I've got about an hour from the time I eat supper to, when we work out, let our food digest. So I'll come in here and work then, and then when we get finished with working out, I'll usually have about another 45 minutes. So you kind of figure out what works for you. But I say the biggest thing is create. Learn as much as you can while you're not able to create. You know, I'm at my planning period at work, I'll have a YouTube video playing or something like that, or somebody else's live stream on content creation playing in the background while I grade papers and stuff.
Right. Yep. And Ben has a good one here. Make sure you're passionate about what you're doing. It's hard to fake passion. 100%. He's a great example of that. I don't know if have you seen his new channel? So Cart T63. This has been jamming.
No, I heard him mention that the other day on one of his beard videos because I hadn't. It's like everybody's left the community, but that's kind of the people stay around for a couple years and they'll kind of figure out other stuff to do because learning how to grow a beard and take care of it can kind of figure that out in a little while, and then you want to go on to other things. And I saw where he was doing another channel, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's killing it with the channel. You
Cool.
can see in his videos that his passion. I mean, he's been racing carts for a long time. He knows what he's doing, what he's talking about, and so it seemed like a natural progression. But he seems to be loving it, and his channel's growing pretty well.
That's awesome.
So let's see. John says, "Come to New Jersey. You get to see all the bears and deer that you want."
In New Jersey, yeah, bears in New Jersey.
I'm trying to figure out if he's joking or not. I was only in one small part of New Jersey, and I didn't see any bears and deer. But I know there's like the Pine Barrens and some other areas that I don't know about. Where I was, I didn't see any of that, but it was in the middle of the city too. You have to let
Yeah,
us know where that is, John.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean they're everywhere, Zeb saw a bear once in West Virginia while he was four-wheeling, ran out across the path and into the woods while I was rounding a corner.
Yeah, kind of similar to what I went through.
Bryan knows a good mic, the RE320.
Yeah, I did a lot of research. I got mine just about a week or two before JA got his, and then John liked it. The way it sounded so good, he got one too. So pretty cool. It's not one you're really supposed to sing on, but I do it anyway.
Right.
I've got a good condenser mic. I've got an Audio Technica 4033 that my group used to use when we sang.
Russ wants to know, can we ever expect to see you, Jimmy, Zach, and Beer Times with Scott doing a musical live stream? I think that would be a fantastic live.
We'd have to get together in person, and I don't think that would really happen because there's too much lag to do otherwise, unless we all just take turns doing a song. So it's hard to coordinate schedules too.
I could see. What about in person though? Because I know Jimmy and Zach are not too far away from you, right?
It, yeah, Jimmy and Zach, we might could do. Actually, I saw both of them at the same time at a show a couple months ago. They were set up at a Christmas show thing, trade craftsman. Uh, that was fun. They were so big. Zach was so busy. I couldn't even get to him. He was just taking money hand over fist. I was like, well, that's good.
Right. And then Scott, I mean, Scott lives a little bit further north. He's probably,
Yeah, he's
I
in
don't know how far
Pennsylvania.
away. Yeah. He's probably more than a couple hours away, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So Nick says, why are some beard content creators moving away from the beard content? Um, there's a number of reasons. I mean, on each person. For me, like I said, I just kind of realized my passion was more on this side of things. And so I made the shift that way. I think Ben, I don't want to speak for Ben, but I think Ben was pretty much the same way. The cart stuff is something he's loving doing, so that's why. Um, there's there's other reasons other people have too, but I think that's pretty much it. We just find other things that we're passionate about, and for me, this is something I think I can help people more with. There's plenty of guys doing beard content. There's plenty of guys doing and ladies doing content creation stuff also, but I think I can put my spin and my take on it. Just passions changed. Things I wanted to do changed. So
Yeah, I think that's probably the issue with or not an issue, but it's what's happened with a lot of those guys is, you spend a couple years doing the same thing, it does get a little bit stale. So it's, they're doing it as a hobby, so let them do where their passion takes them.
yeah, and I still love doing the beer stuff. Like I said, my beer channel's not going to go away.
Yeah, you're
I
about to hit
still,
2,000
yeah,
subscribers.
I'm pretty close, like 80 away or 70 away from 2,000. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
That's awesome.
And John says, nope, not joking, lots.
That's crazy.
We have coyotes, a few cougars, and lots of bobcats too. That's awesome. Because I think I know the general area that he lives, but he must live more out of the city.
Yeah, a lot of times you think of New Jersey, you think the whole thing's big city, New York stuff.
This is me speaking as somebody who's only seen like a small fraction of New Jersey. So I was in around the, where did we stay that time? I forget. It's wherever Rutgers is. We were there, and then Jay Cruz took me to the airport to go to to Newark. So that's pretty much the slice of Jersey that I saw.
The best side of Jersey.
All right. So all right. Well, that was all the questions that I had. If you guys have any other questions, I want to throw them out there real quick. We'll definitely get to those. While we're doing that, Bryan, if you want to let people know where to find you.
Cool. So you can find me at Beards and Banjos on YouTube and on Instagram. And I think Ken has put both of those in the description. And he's put it there on the nice little slide. So I appreciate that. Appreciate all the subscribers. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram if you're on there, or to leave me a comment on the YouTube videos. If I can help you with anything, content creation or anything about your beard, I'd be glad to help do that. Or a math question. I don't care.
Or
Throw it out there.
I don't know why when I switch between scenes, why my camera's not coming back. And see, this is the issue. Maybe I need that update you were talking about.
I think you probably need the update because that's the update said something about that in particular.
My camera's not even here now, so that's awesome.
Time to end the stream, boys and girls. It's been a good night.
We'll just put Bryan up twice. There you go. I need the update. I need the update. So we're gonna do that as soon as the stream is over.
Cool.
Yeah, my camera is gone from the list of options. Let me see. Yeah, it's gone. This is technology, guys. Hey, you guys have heard me say it. Live happens live. So you guys got 2 Bryans, but I'll keep talking. Here we go.
Should I try to lip sync?
Yeah, see, I can't even do that with my face-off camera.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
All right, guys. Yeah, like I said, live happens live. We're going to roll with it. So, hey, for me, guys, you know how to reach me. You're already on the YouTube channel, so thank you so much for being here. Website, kenthecontentcoach.com. Email ken@kenthecontentcoach.com. Across all social media, that stuff will be in the description of this video right here. I'm going to go back to the screen one more time to see if we are working right. Yeah, I just need to... Yeah, my camera has disappeared from the options. So we're going to say goodbye with Bryan on screen. Bryan, do you have any parting words?
Happy holidays, folks. And thank you to Ken for having me on. Ken, I always enjoy talking with you about content creation and all the technology and all the stuff behind the scenes.
Absolutely. I love doing this. We'll definitely have you on again at some point. And seriously, thank you for all the help you've given me in the past on getting me, with Ecamm especially, but with so many other things we've talked about. I always enjoy talking to you.
Always glad to do it, man.
All right, everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for being here. Have a great week. Of course, coming up this weekend, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate something else, Happy Holidays. Enjoy time with family or whatever you're doing. Well, here, we'll just do this. Let's see if we can make this work. There we go. So enjoy your week, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Just hit record. Later, y'all.
Bye, guys.